But there was that announcement yesterday. It just made me laugh. Valve don't care. Valve don't care. Valve don't care. Valve don't communicate. Valve don't do this. Valve don't do this, right? So let's start with a little tidbit that I just thought was super cool about time. And that was this. Valve did something they should have done ages ago. And they finally hidden pre-release developer patch notes, which is how a lot of these leaks happen. Obviously, there's other methods that people use with data mining and stuff like that. But there's a bunch of people that simply were able to gain access to the developer patch notes, and ultimately they would just fucking, post out, oh, Valve are changing this, Valve are changing this, Valve are changing this. And 70% of the time, it'd be right, and then 30% of the time it would be wrong, and everything else, and it was just what I hated about the way that this worked was, and look, there are like good guys like Gabe Follower and Aquarius. They're like good dudes that do good work, and they've generated a lot of interest, and their leaks are generally accurate. There are a ton of people that just post any old shit, don't really do any dissemination of the information. And what that's done is it's created a community of absolute fucking entitlement. This is a community, by the way, and I've never uploaded the video, but Griff did edit it, but I did a stream. I remember for like the 25th anniversary of Counter-Strike, all of these like leak accounts were saying, oh look, Valve are doing something, Valve are cooking, and everybody was saying, oh wow, some huge update's coming, wow, Valve are going to do something, Valve are going to do something, Valve are going to do something. And then lo and behold, they didn't do much, and everybody lost their mind. And it's like, you gaslit yourself into thinking Valve were going to do something, you fucking idiots. And so this is the problem, that it's better to not have, unfortunately, and I feel sorry for the good guys that would benefit from this and just be really down to earth and just do it just as a bit of fun and generate some cool excitement about features that are coming out. But this should have just happened ages ago, because the community is irresponsible. It cannot handle speculation. It cannot handle someone saying, oh, Valve might be working on this. And they're going, oh, so we're 100% getting it. I want to just give you an example of how stupid this community is when it comes to being drip-fed information, and how they will just reach and clutch at straws about any fucking thing that they see. And this one was especially dumb and especially offensive, and it really underlines the problem. Right, so let's just start with a Reddit thread, because that's obviously where all moronic ideas start. And this was a thread entitled, "Is Valve teasing upcoming agent shoe skins in CS2?" And you go, well, what would make you think that? And then you look at the picture, and it's Flom and his Mrs. Flom and Nora Bear out there, and they say, I'm glad you didn't crop out the Crocs. Thanks for coming by. Handshake. Right. Now, that just, to me, is just like, it's funny he's wearing Crocs, because Crocs are a fashion crime, but they are also incredibly comfortable and easy to take on and off. So, is Valve teasing an upcoming agent shoe skins in CS2? That's what they got from that tweet in their brain. And I've heard people with their insane conspiracy theories say on Reddit, and they've even said it to me, like, in DMs, the only reason Valve added legs to the models in CS2 is so they can add shoe skins, and it's 100% coming. And I'm just like, no, just add a more immersive experience, but okay, whatever. So that then generated this, that somebody saw this thread on your screen now and was like, oh, look, with CS2 devs teasing a Crocs collab, here's a concept for a Crocs case. When did they tease this Crocs collab? Did I fucking miss it? It didn't happen. At no point did they tease a Crocs collab. They just said it was good that Flom didn't edit out the Crocs. This guy saw it, took it upon himself to make this fucking abomination. And none of this happened. The Crocs aren't coming to the game. None of this happened. And I don't know how we get here. Imagine being Flom of mythic fame and having to say this.
Some good vibes in here. How you doing? Doing good, man. Doing good. I just got back.
That's the round you needed right there.
Guys, if you saw the Reddit post, no, I can tell you right now, shoes are not coming in game. That I know of, at least. If they're working on it and they come out, I did not know.
Counting this
I was
one.
literally thanking them for shoes
Nah, my
that
bad.
they gave wifey, okay? I got CS shoes while I was
You don't
there.
need it.
Okay? I literally was just thanking them for shoes they gave me. I'm not kidding.
So they get some nice commemorative CS gear, which we've all benefited of down the years, thanks to Valve. And this is what he's had to say. Like, guys, please stop saying it. And immediately, we can't trust him. He's led us astray before. And people are like, well, what do you mean by that? Oh, he was one of the people who early play tested CS2 before it was revealed. Exactly that, yes. I don't think he failed us, though, like someone here said. So, Valve hides pre-release developer patch notes. I couldn't be more happy because the community is just collectively schizophrenic. And they're all like, Valve don't care, Valve don't do anything. There was also like just an update where just the other day where they said, hey, we've made some performance improvements. And they were like, oh, this is like not good enough. They're doing the whole small indie company thing again. And it's like, so you don't want them to notify you when they do these updates. They should just do them quietly in the background. Because if you get a patch note that says, oh, we've just done these like small tweaks, you don't want to know about that. Even though one of the biggest complaints about this game right now is performance issues and how intensive and demanding it is for people. But that's just the attitude of the community. Again, it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know why. If I was Valve, I would just abandon like this game. I would just be like, nah, actually, fuck it. This community stinks. I'll just show you some of the comments. Right, so this was for the recent patch notes I'm talking about, just from 3 days ago, right? Because that was the totality of the patch notes. Minor performance optimization, recoil, follow recoil setting, etc., etc. Right? You get the fridge gift thing, which is like, oh, we're being starved, there's nothing in. You open the fridge and you're disappointed with what's in. You close it. Dead game with lags, bugs, everyone playing because of trading and free cases. Fridge meme. Love this comment down here, downvoted of course. This community is garbage, whining about 1% lows for months on end, and when Valve actually improves them, it's fridge.gif. Yep, exactly right. Exactly right. I wouldn't put out any patch notes. I wouldn't communicate with the community whatsoever. I wouldn't even update the game. I'd just be like, all right, fuck it. There you go. Have it. We're just going to release cases every now and then, let the skin sales fund this game, and you get no more content. Fuck you, because this is what you get. And so you can imagine how bad it is when people are preemptively expecting things because of leaks from developer notes. So they took it away, and they took it away just a few days before they did this. Finally announced that the Premier seasons are going to be officially codified, and we're out of Season 1, which lasted beyond an entire year. It's gone now. There'll be no more Season 1. We're officially in Season 2. And this is the statement they put out. Next week, we're going to say goodbye to Premier Season 1 and hello to Season 2. And to celebrate, every player who earned a CS rating, not me, I don't even play the game. Never played the game, don't know anything about the game. If I played the game at any level, I would know that every other player in the game is a cheater except me. And except the person complaining and pointing that out about me. There's only 2 people who don't cheat in all of CS. In some sort of quantum reality. To celebrate, every player who earned a CS rating during Season 1 will receive a commemorative Premier Season 1 medal. Your medal includes detailed season statistics that you can view by clicking on the medal in your inventory. Review your Season 1 highs and lows with graphs of your CSR and playtime, or view your map-specific stats to find areas of improvement for Season 2. And this is a nice little touch. And for context as to where they get the idea from, this is very similar to what they have in Dota. Every time they do a season, it's like a 3-month thing, and this is for Dota, the Dota Plus. You get a little report about how you did in that time. Shows you what your best positions were, what your best heroes were, how your averages lined up to the average for the MMR bracket that you're in. Do you do better on average or worse? What heroes had high win percentages and stuff like that. It gives you a nice little thing. Then it resets all of the way you can earn shards, and there you have it. And it's nice. It's a nice little update to get, as I said, every Dota Plus season. This looks incredibly similar. But still, it will have taken some implementation to have this kind of stats and everything at your disposal and be able to go through, see which maps were better. This wasn't a small undertaking, and to kind of like bed it into your seasonal medal. It's a nice touch. This is exactly the kind of bespoke content people wanted for participating in Premier. And then as we transition to CS2, there'll be 1 day of Premier downtime, which I'm sure everyone's going to fucking complain about because this community is a joke, during which your CS rating will be recalibrated for the new season based on your Season 1 performance. At the start of the new season, you will need to re-establish your CS rating by winning 10 matches. So this was another thing that people were wondering about what's going to happen in the seasons. Will you reset my MMR? What will happen to my MMR? Yeah, you're going to have to recalibrate. Again, very similar, in case you've never played Dota, to what happens in Dota. And that is that ultimately, if it's now got a system where if you don't play a ranked game for a while, it loses confidence in where your ranking is. If you keep playing unranked in turbos, I don't play ranked solo queue anymore. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill me early, but I might get some reps in before the next season of PGL Valahia, which I'll probably be working. But anyway, it loses confidence, and then you have to play ranked games again to build that confidence up. And when you get beyond the 30% threshold, it gives you an MMR ranking again. Now, that MMR ranking can be radically different from your previous MMR. I've had it happen to me 2 times. When I was in High Legend, I thought, I'll just fucking calibrate. Got recalibrated in Archon. Miserable as fuck. Okay, not a problem. Didn't play ranked for ages. Recalibrated. Back in Legend. Let it fucking slide. Don't even know where I'm going to come out now. I've seen some people that I play with, they didn't play ranked for ages, played their games from 0% to 30% confidence. They were in fucking like Guardian or Crusader or something, and it's like, I know they're better players than that. But then your MMR's adjusted, so you climb through the ranks a little bit higher. It'll probably be a very similar system that they utilize in CS. There's a lot of Dota Plus and Dota in general. There's a big feeling about this, which is one of the advantages of the new engine. It then goes on to say, Season 2 comes with some changes. Train is in and Vertigo is out, and the M4A4 is a bit less expensive, and the FAMAS has some improvements to its standing and crouching accuracy, along with a price cut. And when Season 2... So, I'm going to come back to this at the end. And when Season 2 comes to a close after the Austin Major, players who meet the requirements will be awarded a Premier Season 2 medal. The colour, as you can see up here, is going to correspond to your highest CS rating achieved during the season, and the bars will reflect your total wins, with 1 bar for every 25 up to 5 bars. To earn your Premier Season 2 medal, you'll need an account in good standing, 25 Premier match wins, and an active CSR at the end of the season. So this is awesome. This is like a ranking system that they have in like League or Dota or all these other games that people play, and ultimately it's an incentivization to play. There was a thread just before this was announced saying no one's playing in NA. What can we do to incentivize people playing in NA? And people were going, we need new content. That's what we need. And it's like, well, all the other regions aren't getting content. We're all playing. Maybe NA just doesn't want to play CS anymore. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that being a dead region. Valve probably aren't. I don't care. I don't think we have any obligation to prop up North America after a combination of ESL fuckery, rapacious fucking team owners just absolutely wrecking the scene financially, players match fixing, cheating, doing all sorts of garbage. Yeah, maybe that scene killed itself. And that's that. So, fine. But anyway, this is all great stuff, and I love the fact that to stop it being leaked, they ultimately took away the ability for people to see that this was coming, and they just drop it on everyone, and everyone's feeling good, and yay, Valve are great, right? That's got to be the reaction for this. Surely, this is a big deal. Why don't we check in with Reddit? See, happy to see them actually announcing updates, not just dropping them out of nowhere. I mean, this kind of it has dropped out of nowhere just because there's a 7-day gap before them implementing it. It's kind of coming out of nowhere. Valve giving a heads up to an update. Wow, this is another reason why it's actually a good thing they've done it the way they've done it, taking away alternative voices to them so they can control the messaging around their product. That's just something that any company would do, probably with the exception of Valve, because they're just kind of an oddity like that. Look, unusual from Valve, we like it, blah blah, damn, an actual W update, hopefully some VAC improvements, yeah, of course, obviously. Is the AI anti-cheat finally unleashed? I mean, just mental illness in that one. Premier will never be taken seriously unless they fix the cheating problem. And let me tell you, no matter what is said in this thread, what's going to be said in threads in the future, the community are going to talk about how more people are now cheating. This is the narrative that's coming. More people are cheating now than they were before when they said everyone was cheating at all ranks of the game. But more people are cheating in Premier now because they want to win their badges and the big shiny prizes. And Valve should never have put that in because it's just encouraged more cheating. That narrative is absolutely coming to Reddit. It will be there very soon. Give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks from this stream, and that is going to be the narrative. Valve have encouraged everyone to cheat by giving you the content you wanted. It's absolutely coming, probably on day one. Yeah, I agree with you. Can't wait for the hackers to walk around with the yellow golden badges. It's already fomenting. Hacker v Hacker Season 2. The 10-win rank, the 10-win requirement to get a rank is archaic. No, it's as probably a smaller sample size as you should ascertain someone's ability with through. This is going to be one big cheating fiesta. Pointless to do this without the anti-cheat. By the way, they do just update the anti-cheat all the time. I can't stress it enough. It's not like something they just leave fallow. There are updates going on there all of the time. All of the time. Bro, so you are telling me Season 1 lasted 2 years and Season 2 ends in 4 months. Stop smoking that pure crocodile pack, boys. Ha 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 ha. Yep. Super intelligent. There won't be a Season 3 because Valve can't count to 3. Another classic in there. Can't wait to not get my Premier rank because winning 10 matches in this game feels like a fever dream. Alternatively, maybe you don't get your rank because you're fucking dog shit. Pretty sure I could bang my head against the wall and get 10 wins in Premier. And as everyone says, I'm garbage at the game and I don't even play it. Hope they will fix matchmaking. At the moment, it's just 5 stack after 5 stack after 5 stack. It's getting really fucking annoying. They should have it so you can't queue into a 5 stack if you're solo queuing. But then if you, unless you've got a 4 stack. Fair enough. Again, they do it in Dota. So this is kind of what it takes to pacify the community. This is the kind of situation that we're at. And just to quickly talk about the meta, I guess, while we're here and what this does. These are significant updates that are almost entirely positive for the meta. We've been complaining about, how it's more T-sided and how the economy is a pain in the ass for CTs and everything else. Well, now having these changes to the meta do play heavily in the favor of the CTs. So, for instance, we're going to see more and more people picking up the A4 as opposed to the silenced M4. So that's going to be a good thing. So now the M4s are both equally priced, and that is going to be an interesting factor. I'd say more people prefer the silenced M4 at the moment, but now having the additional bullets in the gun being the same price, that does mean that now you've got a situational choice about perhaps if you play a choke point where spray downs are more possible or spamming smokes is more desirable, maybe you want the more extra bullets in the clip. Now, I know some people they feel that the guns handle radically different. Some people have their preferences. I think we're going to see in the pro scene the M4A4 start coming back into favor a little bit. Makes sense. You're getting more bullets for the same amount of money, an ability to sort of like have that spam and have those exploratory bullets through smoke and everything else. But yeah, it's going to be location dependent where you play on the map. Ultimately, that's going to dictate the uptake of this gun. But it is going to come more into favor, and that's a good thing because ultimately having to pay more to use that gun simply wasn't worth it a lot of the time, unless it was a particular position or a player's individual preference. So this is a good change, no question about that. Also, as well, they've given buffs to the FAMAS. They aren't specific, but ultimately they've improved its accuracy, and it's also a little bit cheaper as well. They needed that. The FAMAS was a gun that was just out of fashion. People weren't picking up the FAMAS, despite the fact that it used to be a terror in other iterations of Counter-Strike. Yep, the FAMAS with a double S at the end. It was certainly not worth it over the SMGs right now, which are unbelievably strong, particularly in CS2. So I want the FAMAS to come back. I think it's an iconic gun in the CS franchise. I remember it used to be a fucking absolute destroyer of worlds back in Source, where it was just one of the broken guns in the game, because you could get a FAMAS, put it on burst fire, and burst fire meant you were just pumping 3 bullets into an unbelievably tiny area with almost no recoil. And there were certain positions, like for instance, you could play up on fucking coffins on fucking Inferno, and you could just absolutely laser beam people as they were running towards you and shit like that. It was just an easy way to guarantee fucking headshots without too much effort or work for you. In the same way as the Deagle was totally busted, the Source Deagle was just a fucking hand cannon. It even got to the point at the end of Source, people just didn't eco. You always decode. You always bought Deagles because they could outperform AWPs even, you know, at significant range. You could just blow people's heads clean off. So, you know, people, that we had our own little meta. The FAMAS was very much in it, and so the FAMAS hopefully coming back. Will it be favoured more than some of the SMGs? That is really gonna depend a lot on those accuracy tweaks, because they've improved both standing and crouching accuracy. If it's got a particularly good fucking accuracy increase, then there's absolutely no reason why it couldn't fall back into favour and give an equivalent rifle to the Galil over to the CTs at a similar price point, because there is no comparison right now between the Galil and the FAMAS. The Galil absolutely clears it, and if you're on certain maps where you want to have a spam at distance and therefore the SMGs aren't viable, the terrorists have that in the form of a Galil in a round 2 that maybe and CTs don't. They don't have an equivalent gun. So we will see, but these are all good changes. I mean, this is a good meta change. This is a good change for the people that want to make improvements and just actually get better. It's a good time to like wade into Premier. Seasons are going to have meaning. There's going to be real achievements to chase, tangible improvement to measure, rewards at the end, and we also know a time frame of when Season 2 is actually going to end. They've committed to saying we're now going to have the player seasons in Premier for the plebs, for you guys, the mere plebeians. It's going to be in line with the pros, and when we do the change up of the seasons, it's going to be in line with the change up of the seasons, so the maps are going to be mirrored in your play as they are going to be in pro play. And that's actually something that like League of Legends kind of does with the updates and the buffs, where, you know, what you're playing is ultimately a reflection of the way that the pro game is balanced. So I like that. I think that's good. It's good for aspirational players. It's good for high level Premier players, players that are maybe playing in Face It and other pugging systems. So these are not just small changes to the way the scene operates. This isn't just a press the button and now you get a fucking badge. This is like they've actually thought about how can we align Premier around our pro season. And look, let's also call it, Vertigo was fucking ass. One of the things I've absolutely detested is everybody knows Vertigo is ass. Everybody knows Vertigo had to go. Everybody hated Vertigo. Everyone with a brain at least hated Vertigo. There were some holdouts. Most people hated Vertigo. Now, Vertigo goes out, we get Train, and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. And 1 week in, after playing Train, everyone goes, Train is ass. You've got pro players saying the old Train was better. You've got fucking casuals on Reddit and HLTV saying, oh, you know, fuck Train. Train is, you know, Train sucks. No one's going to pick a play Train. I was very glad, actually, a lot of pros did try and take it in this Blast Bounty tournament, and we've already seen pro play on it and what that might look like and how it might take shape. The reason that's good is that's the kind of data Valve need if they're going to make significant changes to the map and actually improve it. If you just make it the permaban and no one plays it, we don't know which parts of it are broken or bust. And unfortunately, saying this map sucks and old Train was better, that isn't particularly great feedback for Valve, right? They need something a bit more substantial than that. For me, I had a few runarounds on it when it came out. I played with some of the guys when we were at the major, the Shanghai major, but we were in Bucharest, obviously. And I played it. And look, I don't like it necessarily as much as some of the other iterations of the map, but that might just be nostalgia. And I don't think it's a terrible map by any means. And I think once people get a handle on the meta and we make a few little tweaks here and there, it will clear Vertigo every single time. Like, it's just going to be a better map. And so all these people who are going, oh, but we want, where's cash? Where's cash? That's all we need. All we need is cash. And and all of this stupid stuff. It's like, no, can we just give the map a chance to develop and breathe and commit to a season for a map and stop doing this thing of new map comes in, new map is called shit, new map goes out, rinse, repeat, here's another version of Dust 2, which everyone then complains about as well. Let's not do that. Let's just fucking actually see if we can modernize our game. Maybe even get to a point where seasonally we don't just change one map. Seasonally, we change multiple maps at once. Imagine we're having 2 seasons where 3 maps got changed and you had to relearn and do all this stuff tactically. Suddenly IGLs and coaches got a lot more work to do and therefore they generate more value for themselves if they're competent at their job. We should be able to do that. This is a fucking very old esport with very old maps that even if they change version to version, conceptually all makes sense. So it's always annoyed me a little bit that we're all super squeamish about new maps coming in and we make them a permaban and no one plays them and then they go out and we go, oh, Vertigo, we hardly knew ye. It's ridiculous. For me, as I said, what I would be doing is I'd bring in Cash, I'd bring in Tuscan, and I'd bring in Train. And then I would take out Dust 2 and Vertigo, and then you can pick your poison and the other one that goes out. Obviously, some people would say Mirage, but I think Mirage continually serves up some of the best games in competitive Counter-Strike. Mirage and Nuke are basically the best 2 maps to watch. Probably Ancient in there makes up the top 3. So I wish we could do a little bit more. But what I'm saying is these are all steps. These are all steps as part of a process. Valve are clearly now invested in esports in a way they haven't been before, and they are trying to align the casual player experience and the esports player experience in the same way that you might in Dota 2, and that's good. They've got it good over there, so we will see. Anyway, all of which is to say, fuck this community and all of their whining, and hopefully we're going to get to a place where Valve are going to get a bit more appreciation for what they've done, because I think ultimately it was a big undertaking. They definitely released CS2 when it was undercooked. It was essentially a beta when it came out. They weren't explicit with that. They should have been. I never liked that CSGO got took away from people. That's never made sense to me, outside of the fact that they had to appease the skin cells. Another reason the skin cells are a bad thing for Counter-Strike. But ultimately, I've seen more promising signs in the last 6 months of the development of CS2 than I did for a very long time in CSGO. So, I don't know. It's a shame the community are never going to kind of see what they've got, probably until Valve actually do down tools and Deadlock becomes the number 1 hit, the number 1 jam. But ultimately, these are all positive changes, and good on Valve for continuing to improve a product.